What's up, everybody? Welcome into the Nightcap Fall Camp Edition. We are finally here. Day one of the football season is upon us. Finally. It always feels like it takes forever to get here, but then once August hits and we're like, fuck.
Fall camp starts here. and then you go to sleep, and next week you wake up and it's December and you're like, shit.
Yeah. Where did it all go?
Yeah. You're still trying to figure out if Easton Dean's going to show up.
My God, I hope not. We were just talking about tight ends about 2 minutes ago.
What a fever dream that was. And we hear Easton Dean might be like one of the best tight ends in program history. He's like, wow, he's going to be so good.
Well, we were really had that shoved down our throat.
We really did.
It took him forever. Then he caught that touchdown late in the year. He finally did it! Yay! Yeah, that was fun. Let's hope we never do that.
That was a psyop.
Yeah. Well, again, anyways, this is the Nightcap presented by the Iowa Distilling Company. I'm Matthias Schwarzkopf. Levi Stevenson with me as well. Dylan is somewhere making. Well, he's not somewhere. He's at his house.
He's at his new house.
His new house with about 30 people making homemade pizza.
Currently in hell.
Wishes he was here, but he's
being
told
Matthias,
by the boss.
Chad is wondering what that dome do.
Oh, the dome. All bald, boys.
We go
fresh right here. Look at this.
Look at that.
Look at this.
It's 100% forehead now.
All
Look at that.
Gone, boys. We are gone.
That's crazy. Why'd you show it? You're just like, fuck it.
I just fuck it. And now I look like a very unathletic version of Dylan Sainer. Or
honestly, kind of.
Yes. Yeah. Unathletic version of Dylan Sainer, a very fat version of John Cryer as Lex Luthor.
You look like a dad off of a sitcom on CBS that aired at 6 p.m. on Wednesdays.
But good news in all this, I can now get to two hat buttons here.
I always just go to the second snap no matter what, because I'm not trying to I'm trying to give my head a chance to hang on. Now at this point I have to kind of I really got to smash the shit down.
Oh yeah, you've added in
yeah.
It's like when somebody just keeps painting over the wall with your head now.
Yeah, I've added 1.5 snaps worth of hair since I since I last ordered a regular sized hat, and so it just kind of is what it is.
See, I knew somebody would make a comment about the bald head thing here, but then I was like, before I got on, I was like, I wonder if I can get this to the second snap and feel comfortable.
Sure as shit.
I can. Snap. So here we are.
This is true. CW has now started infecting CF After Dark with the baldness.
Well, it's really my hair was going away anyways. So
yeah. And
I had shaved it really short once already.
What's funny, I have so many bald friends. I have an unusual number of bald friends because I got you, I got Jake, the lead guitarist, and one of my best friends. He's bald. Another one of my friends is balding, and I would not shock me if at some point he decides in the near future decides to go bald. I'll probably know within the next 2 or 3 years, I will probably be friends with half a dozen bald people.
I think
it's crazy.
My plan is to once October starts, just let it go and then let it go through May.
I can't wait till you get to the end of the basketball season. You have just
nothing
on the side, just you have Chase Allen hair, but it's only on the outside.
Have a nice mullet in the back, but nothing comes back in the front.
You have the Friar Tuck mullet where it's it's just right there on the sides,
and not on purpose.
And it's long on the sides.
Yeah, that went through my head that this is not going to grow back the same, and I am totally screwed and probably just going to stay bald the rest of my life.
You get the old Paul Feinbaum curtain set.
Curtain set. Oh, fucking Paul Feinbaum. I guess. I mean, if we're gonna go Paul, I mean, he's been successful but very annoying. So,
I mean, successful and good at your job are two different things.
'Yes. 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 If you're an Alabama fan, you could say he's good at his job.
If you're an SEC fan, you're like, yes, Paul.
Shout out to him being live on the air when the guy came in and said he killed the trees on Amani Toomer's corner or on Toomer's corner.
Amani Toomer's corner.
Yeah. I mean,
does Amani Toomer know that he has a corner in Auburn?
Yes, he does now. He does now.
Where did Amani Toomer go to college? Now I'm curious.
I don't know, but that was a very random add-on to that.
It was a really weird thing to throw in there. He went to Michigan. Okay, well,
complete opposite. Whoops.
Yeah, if there's an opposite school to Auburn, it might be Michigan.
Yep. Well, we're not here to talk about Paul Feinbaum and the Michigan Wolverines. We're here to talk about Jimmy Rogers and the Iowa State goddamn Cyclones. Fall camp is open.
That's the new official. That's the government name for the football team now.
Goddamn Cyclones.
Yeah.
Motherfucking Cyclones.
Yeah.
A lot of I think Jake even said it in his Daily Clone, a little bit of refreshing press conferences here to start the old camp. It as we've said it before, he got
real answers to real questions.
Yeah, Jimmy Rogers doesn't want to talk to the media, but he doesn't want to talk so much that he gives you actually information. Crazy.
Yeah. Well, and he did. I don't remember which reporter asked, but someone asked him about the whole the picking Iowa State first thing again, which is 3 weeks ago's news. It's like, man, he's answered that question 40 times now. It's like, pick a different one. We're in fall camp now, my guy.
Let me see. I do have that clip here.
Oh, you got 4 clips that are totally unlabeled. I can't wait for you to go through 3 of them first and find the wrong clip.
We are going to struggle through this.
I can't wait for you to keep clicking on the wrong.
I'm pretty sure it's this one.
You'd wonder why I'm the head coach at Iowa State. I was brought in to win. Very self-aware.
Yeah, this is it.
Didn't hire me to come here and not be competitive. I wasn't hired for my disposition. I was hired to create a program that competes and wins, and that's the goal. We're not signing up for second place. So I know that's a bold statement, and it'll be printed everywhere, but the reality is this. The players have to believe in what you say, and you have to act on how you believe. I believe that we can win.
Hell yeah, Jimmy.
So they need to feel that. They need to experience that. They need to see it every single day in order to become it. And when do you start believing that you can do it? When you get there and lose? That you're shocked that you got to a place that you've harped on all year? Or when you fall short and you only win 5 games? I don't believe in that. I don't really buy into every year is a new year. Every team is a new team. There's new personnel. There's new emotions that come with everything. Football's an emotional game. You have to manage the competitive maturity every single year. And you have to push your players to get out of their own comfort zone because that's where complacency falls. So that's my goal right now is they're extremely excited about day one of practice. Every team in the country is. And every team says the same thing. Are they going to be? The 3rd and 4th week of camp is what separates the great ones.
I appreciate the different answer. It was more of a comfortable setting for him than being at Big 12 media days where he was just like, well, yeah, I picked us to win. But this was the fuck you think I am? Of course I did,
There's a notable air about him now of just you can tell he's finally settled in just a touch. And he's finally comfortable. He's finally comfortable talking to the media now because I don't blame him for being really tight for the first few months because it's he can't. I mean, the circumstances were totally out of his control, but the way it all happened and the transition was awkward. And like I said, not his fault at all. But he doesn't want to be the guy that comes in and starts saying crazy shit right away while the fan base is still trying to figure out what the hell just happened.
Yeah.
And, and not only that, but he's got to come in and day one, he's got to start to replace 80 players. So, he was probably burnt out all to shit by the time you get to the February 1, he's burnt out entirely. And he's he needs a vacation type of thing. And so I don't blame him one bit because of the circumstances for being kind of tight and just being clearly like just I really can't stand talking to the media type of thing, being that way for a few months. I totally get it. But now that he's like, they've gone through the summer, they've gotten to actually like play
Coach
some
a team.
football. He's got to coach the team, not just deal with like transfer bullshit, but he's got to actually be a football coach for a little while now. He's gotten a chance to go on a little vacation or whatever and relax a little bit over the summer. To me, I feel like we saw the Jimmy Rogers that is like, he looks happy in that press conference, even though you can tell he doesn't love being like doing media stuff. You can tell he's happy to just be coaching football again. He like in February, he looked fried because he probably was.
Oh yeah, I would be too.
I would be too. Yeah, absolutely. Like it was a horrible situation to get put in, but he dealt with it really well. And now he gets a chance to coach football, which is what all of these guys signed up for in the first place. And he looks happy. Like he looks like he looks like a pig in shit, man. He's having a good time.
Hopefully, next year's not a year where he has to rebuild an entire roster, which we presumably will not happen. Obviously there will be
you would presume.
Yeah, there's gonna be some attrition and things like that where they're gonna have to go and replace some,
some
players. But
in my mind, Jimmy seems like the kind of guy that like, if ever he was successful enough here to start getting calls from like big schools, that like he would see. I think he would see it a lot like TJ Otzelberger does, in that like if we're doing well enough that I'm getting calls from the blue bloods of the sport, then it means we're doing something right, and that means we're getting really close to just doing it here. And Jimmy Rogers feels like he has that same mentality here. And I'm not saying like Matt Campbell didn't, but he also didn't stay to stick it out. So it's kind of, draw, if the shoe fits type of thing or whatever, and like I said, we're projecting from based on a season that hasn't even happened yet. But when I see Jimmy Rogers talking, having been able to like sit down and like have a conversation with the guy, like, dude, like he just loves coaching football. And I don't think he because of the 1 year, the here 1 year, then moving on right away thing. He got like, there was a really weird perception created about him, especially by people outside of the program, outside of the Iowa State sphere. From everybody else looking in, they saw was 6-6 at Washington State and then bolted. Like they saw that and then just decided to create this narrative about who Jimmy is as a person or what kind of coach he is. Just based on like whatever perception they had based on some prior evidence of some other coach, they think that because of that unique situation for him, that all of a sudden he's like Lane Kiffin, just jumping job to job just because he's bored or something. Like that perception was based on effectively nothing. It was created. The perception was based on the actions of other coaches that are not Jimmy Rogers.
Yeah.
And which sucks, but I mean, clearly it didn't like. He even said in the interview a couple weeks ago is like that doesn't like that narrative doesn't he doesn't care about that, which I applaud.
Well, I mean, you really can't blame him either for jumping out of Washington State. I mean, don't get me wrong. The whole Pullman thing, like the fan base is great. They're good people, all that stuff.
Yeah, and they got screwed. They got screwed. But like
we've had our experiences with the Washington State, people and stuff like that, and they've had success, under Mike Leach, and have had success before Mike Leach and stuff like that. But
yeah,
they are in the Pac-12. Remnants of basically what it's not the same anymore, and
I mean, and
they're
like
rebuilding obviously, but
and like Jimmy's even said that like Iowa State has a budget of an NIL budget of that's like 6 to 8 times more than what Washington State had. And he was talking today about, I don't know if you have the clip or not, but he was talking about all the different resources he has available here from a sports nutrition and sports science.
I do.
You got that clip?
That is the.
It's a great clip from him.
I'm pretty sure this is the one I just
good insight.
I just added it in here. It was one of the things that did stick out from the press conference for me was
for sure, absolutely.
And the whole starting with the goal line that to me was kind of like, what the heck, obviously there's some method to the madness. They are starting with goal line offense and goal line defense on day one of camp. Like that's just crazy to me. But then you go back, you listen as he talks further into the press conference. He talks about how the guys are already, they understand the scheme and now it's just getting all the new guys that came in for fall camp, up to speed and stuff like that. So usually you think it's the other way around where we're starting with scheme a little bit more, but it was good to hear that they like understand the scheme, and then they can they're that much further into the year one of the Jimmy Rogers era. But I'm pretty sure this is the clip here. And we'll this is what Cycle Fanatic has here, or what Jake got today here. So we'll play it.
The sports science thing here at Iowa State, the amount of knowledge and intel that we get on the player's body, I've never had access to what we have access to here. And then having a strength staff that's really well equipped to be able to handle the numbers and handle the player load, and that has been new. And so we've kind of changed the way we install. Like today was red zone and goal line. I've never started with red zone and goal line.
Yeah.
It's really to, decrease the amount of soft tissue injuries and creating the players from having to elongate and be at full capacity, full speed, just with the anxiety of fall camp and trying to go. I mean, the coaches are the same, but we didn't put them in position to get hurt or risk those things because they never got to full capacity. Where they were getting to full capacity is through transitions, which is more like a sprint than anything, but it's obviously not competing for a deep ball or. So there's going to be some bumps and bruises. There's going to be guys that have some injuries through camp. That's part of it when you're trying to create something that's really competitive, and we're going to do our best to limit those things. I would say that maybe more than anything is how we've segmented practice and how we've thought out ahead as far as the amount of player load and the length of practice. I've been under one system for a long time, and so it's hard for me to look at a practice script and on day one and be like, this is all we're doing. I have to fight myself on that.
Yeah, Redbird, you are 100% right. It's the catapult system. Yeah,
catapult systems that
which at this point for Iowa State is kind of old news. They've had them. They've had them for a decade. Like they've had them for a long time.
And I guess what that really stuck out to me was the you go and talk about, and I wish Dylan was here. He'd probably echo this a little bit too. But when you think of red zone practices in camp, and you talk like to NFL reporters and listen to NFL reporters and the coaches when they talk about their red zone practices, it's probably the most physical practice that they will have in all of camp, because they're trying to set the tempo and find out who their guys really are at the goal line, because that's where you're going to, it's where the men are men and the boys are boys at the goal line when you're trying to push in from the 1 yard line. So when he's saying red zone too, it's like, it's not always at the 1 yard line, things like that. So they're just working on short yardage things and stuff like that. But and obviously not in full pads today, but it was just kind of intriguing to hear that they started with red zone. And he even said it himself that he's never started with red zone on day one of camp. And I thought that was it was interesting. And I would be curious to see what day two would be like, what they're going to work on next.
You know what I'm going to tell you, Matthias? I know you like play golf here and there, but like, have you ever had golf lessons?
No.
So a lot of times,
putting.
If you were, what
are we starting with putting, or where are you going with this?
You're in the neighborhood. So
okay.
A lot of times if you talk to like a golf teacher, they will tell you, and if you there's tons of like books and stuff like that, but they'll tell you that like if you're warming up to play golf, especially like competitively, I mean, if you're just going out to drink beer with your friends, who gives a shit? But like if you're warming up to try to like really put together like a good round for your really get after it, generally speaking, the accepted like kind of best way to get warmed up is you start around the green. You start with your short game, you start with putting, you start with approach shots, things like you start with chipping around the green, things like that. And it's specifically chipping because that the stroke that you use for chipping is just the beginning of your normal swing. And by starting small and then working your way up through the short irons and then you finally finish up with the long irons and the driver and all that stuff. That's the best way to get started. And when this feels like another situation in which Jimmy Rogers is doing something that is not the accepted practice. But when you look at it and you just look at it from an unbiased, high altitude view of it, it kind of makes perfect sense because if you're talking red zone, especially you're talking short fields, you're talking quick throws, you're talking like needing to have the run blocking down, like you're really, especially in the red zone, you're very much relying on fundamentals in the red zone more than in the middle of the field. You're relying on fundamentals because you don't have as much space to work. So when you start with red zone football and you start at the goal line, you have to work in tight spaces. You have to rely on the basic foundations of what you need to do your job. Right. And then you expand out into the middle of the field where you still need that stuff, but then you have more freedom to be more creative out in the open field. It kind of makes perfect sense in that you start small, you start basic, and then build from there as you warm up, rather than start with wide open shit that's like, generally speaking, pretty easy to navigate, and then save situational stuff for another practice or like whatever. Like red zone is where you make your money, man. That is where the W's are earned is in the red zone. And both offensively and defensively. Why would you not prioritize that?
It may not be as weird as I think it is either, because that's why I think it'd be nice to have like Dylan here just to get like the perspective of him being in an Iowa State camp and then also through an NFL camp too. But typically you look at an NFL camp and those are a lot more open to media and fan coverage than what we're.
And you can fans can go.
You can go to it, so you'll know what they're running anyways. So like it'd be curious to see if like Dylan ever in his time at Iowa State started, within the first week of camp at the red zone, or what they're really going to, because we did talk about it a little bit before. Like it wasn't so much like installs and stuff like that. They had a lot of that down anyways, and it sounds like these guys do too, which is great. And we're not so much worried about scheme, but I don't know. It just seems a little. It's different, obviously different coaching staff, and it's not. And I'm not trying to make this sound like this is some like abnormally weird thing that's going to throw off the entire team. I'm not. It was just interesting to hear him be that open about it.
And he did say that it was part of his injury prevention, which makes perfect sense. But and maybe this isn't like a factor for them, and maybe this is not a true 4D chess move here. But I think there are football reasons beyond the injury thing that like this kind of makes sense. Like I said, I think it goes down to like you start small, you start basic, and then you build out from there.
I'd be curious to see if we could get like somebody that was like a kinesiology major or like a sports science major that could like show us what the percentage of injuries are from like doing that long stride stuff in the first day of camp, and like how many of those injuries were hamstrings or soft tissue, like pulling whatever, because they were going 9 routes the entire time. Right away.
I'd be curious if there's like actual data on that.
There has to be some
you
sort
would
of
think. Yeah. If, like, especially just on like, what practice style, like what activities produce injuries, which ones tend not to. I don't know. I think
we got a pretty good sports science division here at Iowa State. I'm sure we could find somebody that's been a part of it that would understand it a lot more than what we do if they have some raw data on that to like tell us. But that's for another day.
I do the point he made though about having access to different data than he's used to having, which we said is the catapult stuff. I think that's a good like thing to note when like it's easy to say that moving from Washington to state to Iowa State, and that he's taking over an Iowa State program that's in a much better spot than it was when Matt Campbell started. I believe that to be true. But it's easy to say that as this more like nebulous statement that it's like, oh, like we think like, yeah, that makes sense. They won, there should be more stuff. But like this kind of thing demonstrates the strides that Iowa State has taken to improve their own infrastructure internally, and it also demonstrates that stuff pays off when you're playing in comparison to other programs that just don't have that available to them. I know if you talk to like an Iowa fan, they think we're like little sisters of the poor and we're like we don't have anything going on, but it's like Iowa State has elite facilities, like not just good for our size of school program, not just like good for the Big 12 or anything. Like Iowa State has like nationally competitive facilities. That Stark Performance Center is incredible. And like they have facilities to compete with like the best of the best. I don't think people understand that the infrastructure they have available there is really top of the line. And Jimmy is working with not only just like literally just dollars and cents, a much bigger pool of money than he had at Washington State, but he's just got stuff to make his players better that he did not have available to him at any of his prior stops. And that is the thing I think a lot of people are missing, is that he did what he did at Washington State, 6-6 season with he nearly took out 3 other playoff teams, two actual playoff teams, almost a third almost playoff team. And he did that with
nothing.
with nothing. I mean, think about it. The resource gap between Ole Miss and Washington State is there's a pretty decent gap resource gap between Ole Miss and Iowa State or whatever. As far as just NIL dollars available to them. If the new House thing passed, wherever it goes up to 48 million or whatever the number is, Ole Miss will be at that pretty much immediately or whatever. Iowa State will not. They probably will have a number twice as big as Iowa State. The gap between Ole Miss and Washington State is gargantuan. And they still took them to the wire and should have won that game. You could probably, I'd have to look, but it would not shock me at all if James Madison has a bigger budget than Washington State does. Virginia absolutely does.
Yeah, with some of the playoff money and stuff that James Madison has.
Playoff money and James Madison, I believe, has kind of a wealthier alumni base.
Jordan, I will.
I want to talk about this.
Okay, so I think we've talked about this quite a bit too. And if you look actually at some of the players that Jimmy Rogers was really successful at keeping, were a lot of those guys on the defensive line. And this isn't, if you go back to the Matt Campbell days, there was talk forever of them switching back to the 4-man front. It's not that we didn't have the personnel to do it. We did. And obviously this coaching staff thinks that some of those guys can play in it because they wouldn't have worked so hard to keep them. But it's not so much, that we didn't have the guys. These guys could play it. And, I think the 4-man front's going to be a lot better. It's just that you got to remember, it's not just a 4-man front either. It's the 4-2-5.
Yeah. Versus when Paul Rhodes was here, it was a standard 4-3. 4-3. And they were up against the absolute pinnacle of high flying Big 12 air raid football.
We just didn't switch because we got so good at it and it worked.
Yeah. the personnel part of that is a thing, but that is not the primary reason. They switched it because that system was better at stopping air raid offenses. It just is. And we got really good at it. And at a certain point it becomes why would you change? Even at the very end when we were all it might be time to start moving to something else because the Big 12 had gotten so run heavy.
They were still decent enough.
You were still good even with that, even with that scheme. So the personnel part of it is it was a factor, especially back then when you were taking over a not very talented team, and 2, a team built on an old school 4-3 that has 3-3-5 linebackers that are kind of big and slow, but also you had too many defensive linemen that weren't very good. So at a certain point it became let's just lean into, we have good players in the secondary and we don't have it on the defensive line right now. But right now Iowa State can out recruit that Iowa State tenfold.
And you'll probably have some rough moments with some of these defensive linemen just because they're young. Yeah. I shouldn't say they're not talented because I think a lot of those guys were highly regarded. But then obviously, you got Bobby that is coming over from Washington State, played very well in this whole thing.
This is a good point here. That switching from the 3-3-5 to the 4-2-5 made perfect sense right now because you got to just start over on your defense. You didn't have to recruit for it over a multi-year period. You did it in one offseason, so you just bang, clean cut straight to the next defense. So that's part of it too. And the other part of that too is that you can't just switch from a 3-3-5 to a 4-2-5 in terms of your linebackers because 3-3-5 linebackers are playing 240, 250. 4-2-5 linebackers are playing 220, 230. Because they have totally different needs for they have totally different roles within that defense of what they need to be able to do. So they're totally different situations. And like the 3-3-5 was done out of need, mainly to address the schemes that they were playing against. And the personnel thing was just kind of an added benefit of it. Now you can do the personnel for a 4-2-5, and the scheme makes more sense for what the Big 12 does now, in which right now the only like now old school Big 12 air raid offense, now the only one left is now Oklahoma State.
Yeah, you got to look to you have a star player that plays defensive end right now. The guy that can get to the quarterback. The biggest question I think on the defensive line in that regard, and it would be if you're going to be worried about a defensive line, is the guy that's going to play the opposite end, excuse me, opposite defensive end from Bobby, and how does he develop and how does he able to create that pressure on the opposite edge rush to take some of that pressure away from him? Because if all the focus is going to be stopping on Bobby and your other guy isn't doing shit, it just becomes pretty ineffective. From a pass rushing standpoint, they can stop the run and be just fine, but you want to create havoc in the backfield when we're going up against the passing plays. So I think that's going to be the big thing for me on the defensive line is who's going to be that guy opposite of Bobby and getting to the quarterback with him to one, take the pressure off of him, and then also just get after it. So
Redbird beat me to it. Caden Crawford would probably be who I would pick to start across from him.
You want to see consistency from that opposite edge rushing position there. That's a guy that's getting in the backfield consistently and going for it. And and Jackson just said it. Hawk on the inside.
I think Zamir Hawk's Max Balloon is going to be a really nice defensive tackle pair.
I don't feel bad about the inside guys. I just very curious, of getting that consistent pass rush from the opposite end rush position.
In fact, I would say I'm excited to see what Zamir Hawk can do in a four down set, and where he's not dealing with double and triple teams in the center from a nose tackle spot. Donnie with a fun question here: is 2020? I don't think so. It's top 5 for sure.
What the fuck just happened?
It's unfortunate that it kind of got wasted on a team that didn't finish very well, but I believe the 2022 defense was the best defense in school history. Because that defense, I believe, had that still had Will McDonald. That had Will McDonald at like the height of his powers. That had TJ Tampa. I'm trying to let me pull up.
While you're pulling that up, I'm pretty excited to see how Jace Gilbert progresses. How flashed a ton at the end of last season.
Yeah, Jack Limbaugh is going to be awesome.
And then is it pronounced Balloon or
Balloon?
Balloon?
Balloon. Yep.
And then Zamir Hawk, obviously we already talked to him, but and Redbird's already mentioned Crawford, and then obviously Bobby Terrell is the guy that's going to be the focal point of that defensive front. But we've talked about it a lot already too. If you're going to worry about something on this defense too, it's what transpires in the secondary, how those guys develop and things like that. The strength of this defense is going to be on that front, 6 guys. And I think the linebackers are going to be very solid. And it's just what happens. I'm kind of worried about corner, but there's some players there that just need to show us. So we're very optimistic about the defense. It's the offense that's what we're a little worried about, but we'll see.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd say like worried is the word I would say about, but I'm cautiously optimistic.
That's probably fair to say too. We just don't know.
So as far as the best defense in school history, I think 2022 or 2023 have a pretty good case. So I mean, like both rosters are kind of crazy. So 2022. Now, granted, some of these guys are younger. They're like sophomores here, but you've got Bo Freeler, Anthony Johnson, who's a senior, redshirt senior. You've got Darian Porter, Miles Purchase, TJ Tampa, Malik Verdon. Let's see who else we got here. Travion McGee, Jeremiah Cooper, Jontez Williams. Let me see here. Will McDonald, Joey Peterson, Kenny Ziogu, Tyler and Yedem, Isaiah Lee, J.R. Singleton, Dominique Orange, MJ Anderson.
Donnie Jackson has hair.
Jackson does have hair. Keeney's got hair. Matt's got hair.
Yeah, leaving the dudes out of that, man.
I would, you know what? I might look up some stats here.
Whoa. Rogers did mention back to the secondary at safety. You know, they're talking about the All's injury. You know, Micah Harper, Drew Surges, Xavier Martinez, Brody Miller, and Demarius Russell all have taken strides, you know, going into fall camp. So he did single them out when you're looking at that. And then on the offensive side of the ball, he was mentioning the tight ends a bit. You know, some of these are the two spots that he was talking about will rotate guys quite a bit. And then that tight end, Christian Greenlaw, Drake DeBon, and Luke Gaylor. I don't know how you say it, but those were mentioned quite a bit on guys that are taking strides there on the tight end position as well. So a lot of guys that will be rotating, you know, going into the first game there. And then he also said, obviously, you know, tight end, defensive line, and running back groups are the ones that need some work a little bit. Which we could all agree the running back room probably does need some work.
Yeah, well, they need to get healthy too. I mean, like you need River Peppers to get healthy at some point. I'm very, very curious to see what we hear about Caleb Francois. I think he kind of got lost in the shuffle a little bit with all the transfers and everything like that. And he wasn't here in the spring.
Yep.
But he's the highest rated recruit of the class.
Yep. For
a reason. And he was committed as a Campbell recruit, stuck around to be a Jimmy Rogers recruit.
That goes into one of our next clips of the 5-year eligibility that the best players are going to play. So here's Jimmy Rogers on that.
Look at me go.
Intellectual knowledge of the game. Most of the time, unfortunately, you can make practice as much as you possibly can like a game. There's nothing like a game. There's nothing like the nerves. There's nothing like the you could try to rep all these special situations. They have to know it and go execute it in a short amount of time, and the coaches have to do the same thing as well. So we'll work those things through practice to try to prepare ourselves to be the best team that we can be. And if there's young guys out there, there's going to be some common error that shows up. Hopefully it just doesn't come from a place of anxiety or technique errors or things that they can control. I would rather it fall on me than fall it on things that maybe they lack confidence at, even though that they repped it 3,000 times.
So he did talk a lot about that, you know, and I think we've said it quite a bit too, is that with this new eligibility rules that they have, it's, you know, you don't get to redshirt people. You just have 5 years. And I mean, essentially you could say redshirt with the hard air quotations, but you know, that the best player is going to play. And if it comes from, you know, a freshman, whether it's Francois at the running back spot, I mean, it's going to happen. So there's a lot of opportunity for some of these newer guys that are coming into this, you know, the freshman class to take some playing time away from some of these other unknown transfers, and then, you know, expand on their roles going forward. And that goes for the next recruiting class that comes in too, just because there's going to be opportunity when they come to Ames, you know, next year. So
yeah,
it just doesn't go for this season. It's going to be as they continue to build this roster, you know, from year to year, as once they finally get the full roster stability.
Mm-hmm. So I got immediately curious about this, and I understand that this is a flawed stat. I understand. However, if you look at total defense allowed, the 2022 defense, since 2000, the 2022 defense is quite a ways ahead of anything else on a per game basis. It is, I mean, it's 400 yards better over the season ahead of a 2001 team that played one fewer games. The next like modern-ish defense is the 2021 defense that led up a whole 600 extra yards. Granted, again, total defense, far from a perfect stat. You know, we could probably try to find some yards for play and stuff like that. But if you're just looking at but you look at points allowed here, you know, the 2014 defense, not great. They did a good job last year not allowing points, but they allowed some yardage. It depends on how you want to quantify it, but I would personally rank that 2022 defense way up there. If you go by points, 2022 is right there behind 2025, but much better yardage total. Give me that 2022 defense. And it's a shame that defense was saddled onto the back of that Hunter Decker's offense that couldn't do anything, and they went 4-8. But that team was that record was certainly not the fault of the defense. So 2022 is my vote.
Impeccable King says Flora or I riot. Well, the interesting thing I think about Flora is whether he is getting some carries at running back, but he's also pretty skillful that if some of these other guys step up at the running back position, he's the type of player that you could stick him anywhere at a skill spot other than tight end, obviously, and utilize his speed and in ball skills that he doesn't necessarily just have to be at the running back position. While he is listed at a running back, they could use him anywhere.
I have some thoughts on this. I think Cam Petaway is more tested as a receiver than Aiden Flora is. I think the Aiden Flora can play anywhere thing is mostly by projection right now. We have not seen him be used as a receiver ever. So, but if we look at some tape from like Cam Petaway from last year from Bowling Green, they didn't, I don't know how much they lined him up at receiver, but they used him in the passing game like fairly regularly. I think if you're looking at one of them being like a true like inside outside, receiving running threat, I think you're looking at Cam Petaway for that. Aiden Flora, I'm not saying Aiden Flora can't do it. We have not seen him do it.
Yeah, I guess I'm not saying limit that just to Aiden Flora. Anybody on the roster.
I sort of think that the idea that you can play him anywhere is a little bit of like Christian McCaffrey projection, just the white running back that's pretty fast. And you think like, oh, he should be able to play anywhere type of thing.
I was thinking just more so of home run speed, that he just gets the ball and finds a gap and he's probably going to hit it.
Yeah, he's more of a north-south runner though. Especially if you watch him run, when you get him on handoffs, and I think if you see him like even on that punt return, you look like he's more of a north-south guy. Now on that punt return against TCU, he did like make a guy miss and stuff like that, but he doesn't go east-west hardly at all. Which that's there's lots of ways to skin the cat, but he's a north-south runner. He wants to be a north-south runner because that's where he can get his speed going. That's where he can get spun up. He can get moving. I think you will see that for sure.
Yeah, you will. And he didn't really say it, but he kind of like in a roundabout way went around it. Jimmy Rogers did about some of these other guys that like aren't necessarily the prototypical running backs, kind of like the fullback sets that can also play running back. And, he did talk about that a little bit today too. But he didn't like come out and say, oh yeah, we're going to stick two running backs in the backfield at the same time kind of thing. But
I'm not personally worried about his size. I mean, you don't have to be Breece Hall to be durable. Breece Hall is kind of an alien as far as being like 6'2", 230 and still fast. Like there's a reason that he was the first pick of the second round, probably should have been a first round pick in the NFL draft. I mean, like there's a reason that when he was like a rookie before the injury and all that stuff, that he was like a top 5 back in the NFL. There's a reason for that. I am personally I'm not concerned about Flora physically. Like if you're playing at this level and you're in contention to be a starting running back, you're not at the, were you concerned about Deuce? Were you concerned about Deuce Vaughn's durability? No, you weren't. Because Deuce Vaughn was really good at just not
finding a hole.
He was really good at just doing his job, and like that's just part of it. Like, I mean, Impeccable King's comment here is so funny.
Whoop.
He pissed me off. He looked like he was jogging.
Because he was his legs were so big.
His stride is huge. Like, I mean, that's the thing. Like, I can assure you that Breece Hall was not like half-ass. He was not sandbagging it.
No, he's just a big boy. He's
just a big guy. Yeah, like I said, I'm not worried about Flora's like durability just based on his size.
Yeah,
I mean,
and
running backs get bumps and bruises and like they get banged up. But
I think the running back position too. While he didn't really say it by committee today, I think you'll probably fall that depending how some of these other guys progress in camp and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
there are some names on that depth chart that have gotten some carries in some games. And obviously, Flora, we haven't seen him do it a ton, but, they got him there for a reason. But,
the days of the workhorse running back are pretty much over.
And running back by committee is going to be pretty popular, especially if River Peppers gets healthy enough to play in game 1, which,
no, he won't.
Whether he will or not, I doubt it. But
I mean, they're talking about him just doing individual workouts today.
Yeah, he's a lot of it. Yeah, and Arnold Barnes from Tulane, he's obviously there. He's a bigger guy,
goal
but he's
line back. Yeah,
a guy that can take some carries when needed to. So there's some names there, but you're going to see a lot of people lining up in the backfield this year, and that's just the way it's going to have to be, just because of some of the injuries and some of the turnover that we did have at the running back spot. So, wide receiver will be the same thing. You'll see a lot of guys being floated in there and back out. And it's, we're not going to have that bona fide number one receiver that we have had in the past. And it's going to be a lot of things. We're going to find out who's who real quick.
Yeah, I would agree. So I think people
it's
like
much
to find
more important to have that stability on the offensive line. You can change guys in and out at wide receiver, running back all you want. I don't care. Just don't be moving the offensive line after game 1.
I think people like to find reasons to be worried about stuff. And I think
it's just the level of the unknown for this team.
Yeah, I don't think they will overuse him. You've got enough running back, especially with Cam Petaway. You can use Barnes from Tulane to eat up some of those high contact carries, the goal line types, the short yardage goal line type stuff. You have a running back in the room that's 225, 230. He's a big kid.
You're gonna have role specific stuff here.
Yeah, he's built like a brick shit house. If they need to have a guy that's just gonna lower his head and just plow through something, they're gonna put Barnes in. They're not gonna put Petaway and Flory in positions in which they are physically disadvantaged, because they know they need to keep them healthy.
Yeah, you're going to see a lot of variations of stuff here. It's a moving bus here that we're just finding people to have seats.
Yeah, I'll tell you, because of all this, all the possibilities with this type of stuff, I can tell you that I have not been this excited for a football season in some time. Just in terms of
just wanting to see a product.
It's all upside. Anything good that happens is hell yes, this thing's awesome. You get to enjoy all of the good stuff without worrying about anything. It doesn't matter. You get to just have fun. When was the last time we got to have fun as a football fan base? The last time we should have had fun was when we went to the Big 12 championship game with half a roster because
fun.
Yeah, and we had to go with half a roster because everyone was playing on a broken leg, and then turns out that was not a fun time. It just wasn't fun.
What do they say on Remember the Titans? 0 fun, sir.
Yeah, 0 fun, sir. And then the last time we went to the Big 12 championship game, nobody could go to it. Even the most fun things that the things that should have been the most fun for Iowa State fans turned out to be not as fun as they should have been. You get to experience a football season from scratch, and you get to see it just be a thing. You get to just see it grow.
Good or bad, whether or not, here we go.
Oh, no. See, now, granted, you have to understand, people have to understand who I am as a person too, where I'm a sicko that loves just starting new stuff. I mean, you can probably just tell by just how many things I'm always doing all the time. But
here's the real question to add on to that. How many different dynasty saves do you have on your college football game right now?
3.
How many have you deleted?
2.
I was thinking it might be a lot more, but
we're not even a month into the game yet.
Well, I'm just thinking I won with North Dakota State. Now I'm gonna delete this motherfucker and I'm gonna start. Fresh.
Now my main personal one. I'm on my 3rd school in 6 years. I went to North Dakota State for 3 or 4 years. I started North Dakota State for 3 or 4 years, then won 2 natties with Michigan State, and now I'm taking over the Goal Cyclones.
Funny.
Yep. So even I don't have a lot of dynasty files saved, but I move around in the dynasty.
Yeah.
Yep.
Seems like you might be the problem. You were the job hopper.
Yeah. Well, I'm sorry. I keep winning. Sorry for winning too much.
Yeah, crucify me. Hey, speaking of doing new things, this year, which we experimented with it a little bit during the basketball post game shows, but every football game for post game show, we will allow call-ins going this forward at the end.
Are we?
Yep.
All right. I'm down.
It's gonna be wild.
I know, and we had teased potentially being able to do post games from the lots. It's not gonna happen.
Yeah, with me at the controls for most of these post game shows,
We're fucked.
But also it's gonna get off the rails real fast.
Yeah, especially if we're calling in. I'll definitely I'll probably call into most of them just while we're like on the way home or something like that. But
yeah, more to come on. But that's going to be one of the mainstays of the football post game shows this year.
I'm going to tell you right now that the post game after BYU is going to be it's going to be chaos. It's going to be electric.
The one after the Iowa game will probably be chaos too, because that's late too.
That's true. That's oh my God. Speaking of coming, we should say thank you to our sponsors down at the Iowa Distilling Company down in Cumming, Iowa. They've been awesome for us so far. Check out the Prairie Fire Cinnamon Whiskey, 1858 vodka, Saints and Sinners apple pie, all that good stuff. You can get it at about any Fairway and Hy-Vee around the state. I can even get it over here, way over in the bowels of Eastern Iowa. You can find those around here too. So definitely check them out. If you can, stop down and coming down at the location. It's a really cool place. They make awesome cocktails down there. We've had a couple events down there, and it's always been super fun. They've always got food trucks and stuff like that down there too. So definitely check out their location if you can. But thank you to Iowa Distilling Company for being an awesome sponsor of ours.
We were talking about Amani Toomer earlier, Michigan Wolverine. We have a Michigan fan in our chat right now.
Yeah,
AJ.
Yeah,
he's an honorary Cyclone though.
I went to Michigan State because Michigan didn't offer me the job. That's why.
He owns Iowa State gear. He's an Iowa State Cyclone on the side. So shout out AJ.
Shout out.
Anything else that piqued
your
interest?
I see we have another clip down there.
Oh, this is just one more final.
Oh, okay.
Here, nothing really specific, but it's just more sound bits from Mr. Rogers. So he's got some interesting things to say here. So we're just gonna play this and we'll mosey on.
Physical aspect that comes into how we want to play, expect to play, and are demanding in which they will play. They have to be able to handle that load. There's a lot that goes to it, though.
That was quite short.
Yeah, I think I was. It is much longer when I was testing it out earlier. So we're gonna redo this.
Myself in the player's shoes, and nothing matters unless they believe in it. And so you have to have a player type mindset of what will they take on. And then there's the things that they don't like to do, but I know that they need to do it. And so, I mean, I've said it before, that they are going to have to suffer through hard times to become the team that they want to be. This isn't for everybody. You have to be tough when you come here, and you got to be willing to push through some things that are extremely challenging and almost more mentally draining than they are physically, because we've been hammering the scheme into their head. And then there's the physical aspect that comes into how we want to play, expect to play, and are demanding in which they will play. They have to be able to handle that load. There's a lot that goes to it, though.
I think this is you just mentioned about being excited about having something.
Put myself in the play.
Get the hell out of here.
What the fuck are we doing?
Get out of here, Jimmy. This is my time now.
No, don't make him leave.
Anyways, so you mentioned how, starting having something new and being excited for them. I think my thing that I'm most excited for is, how much they've talked about physical toughness and being the tougher team and being the ones that physically impose somebody into just quitting. And obviously, I think in the past 10 years from Iowa State football, we've had those moments where we have been physically imposing and worn people down and just sucked the life out of them. But this is like an intentional thing that they are talking about from day one, that we're just going to overpower you. And I'm excited to, obviously it's going to be hard to kind of gauge that against, a Southeast Missouri, but, going into Kinnick Stadium, game 2 against Iowa, which is a team that hangs their hat on being, the tough team and outlasting their opponents, is what is Jimmy Rogers and this team going to show in that regard, in that environment. So I'm really excited to have that and see what that transpires into the season, and especially on the offensive line, because I love offensive line and I want some dogs up front.
Absolutely. I'll guess you were there for our basketball post games. I feel like you were there. Like, you've seen drunk Matthias do post games.
When were like some of those late basketball games, like no NCAA tournament, when I got in trouble for yelling at a certain player that will remain nameless. That was Matthias after a few cocktails.
Did you see a few cocktails?
A few cocktails.
Oh, you were trying a British accent or something?
The little cocktails.
Ah,
yeah.
Okay.
No, it was. Yeah, that BYU game, I already could tell you that gonna be rough.
I wouldn't BYU if I would say wins either of those. Buckle the fuck up.
Was the Tom post game after the Arizona game that went to like 1 a.m. in the morning? Yeah,
that was good shit. I had a good time. We didn't even the first one we ever did, that West Virginia one, we didn't even start till like 11:30, and we went till like 2 a.m. We went like late.
Don't worry, all gas, no breaks. There'll be shit-faced Matthias hosting this thing.
It's all gas, no breakfast.
Yeah, whatever.
Thus the pancakes.
Take its breakfast and shove it. Just kidding. I love you.
Tom's still sitting on the curb down in Kansas
Actually,
City.
he's sitting on a curb in Omaha.
In Omaha now. Yeah, he lives in Omaha now. Yeah. Like, I would imagine if we beat Iowa or BYU, Matthias and I may both be in a similar state to what Tom was after Arizona. Because you got to remember, I live in Eastern Iowa, so like I might just like go down to the bar in town here and just start talking shit.
Live stream it from
me, watch me get punched in the fucking face.
What's the bar in Cascade that they always talk about when Colin
Corner
Ray
tap.
pitch? Yeah, corner tap.
The corner tap room, yeah. Yeah, you just go down there and start, because it would be full of Iowa fans or whatever. Just go down there and just start talking mad shit. Oh.
It's the funny thing is, like, I live in extreme northwest Iowa, which is all Iowa fans too. So like, we could do simultaneous bar post-game show where you're getting punched in the face and then I get punched in the face.
Listen, I don't hate that idea.
I mean,
if I gotta eat a right hook from some
for the clones,
Yeah, it's for the clones. I'll bring the fucking car with me.
Yeah, you get punched in the face while wearing the car on your head. It'd be great.
That'd be pretty funny. That would be, because I think honestly what happened after that is I'd get punched. Well, one, I would probably instinctively try to turn the car to use it to block the punch, like just.
But you're gonna be fucked up, so you're gonna whiff.
I'd whiff, but then I would get up and then chase after him with while wearing the car and try to like tackle him with it. That's what would happen, and I would get kicked out.
And this is Jackass. I'm going into the corner tap.
Hey, I'm Levi. Iowa State just beat Iowa. I'm walking into the corner tap that's full of Hawk fans. Welcome to Jackass.
Watch me start some shit, people.
Read and weep, virgins.
And now we're going live to Tom, who's in Iowa City.
Tom just catches one of them, just guy walking past.
Yeah, this is Tom from working with CF After Dark here live in Iowa City on the ground, and boom.
Now actually on the ground. Yeah, but anyway, so that's the plan for post games.
Fastly approaching too.
Yeah. Yeah, we wanted to do the post game, but if you ever hear or see of Learfield, just give him the mental bird whenever you can. Learfield sucks.
Oh, I was like, what are you talking about for a second? I clicked.
Learfield will not let us broadcast our own show from in the Iowa State lots since they control like the media rights to the area. It's deeply stupid.
Yeah, so Levi will either be short term on the way home from home games in the car, and I don't know who else will be on with me, but we'll figure it out. And then we have a whole lineup for all fall Monday through Thursday.
Yeah, I think Jake's going to be putting. Speaking of which, actually, this is a great time to announce this too. So Jake Brennan's going to be putting together a big like master schedule of like what's happening each day. As of right now, it'll be Down the Pipe on Monday, Lightcast on Tuesday, Nightcap Wednesday. Matthias is going to do some sort of. You're going to do CF After Dark interrogates and talking to an opposing person doing that. Also on Thursdays, starting soon, August 20th will be their first show. We have another podcast that we're adding to the lineup. Very excited to announce this, actually. For those who are not aware or were not previously aware, our group, CF After Dark / previously WRNL, we have a pretty proud history of a pretty proud internship program. The alums of which include Aiden Wyatt, Jake Brenn, Dylan Kuhn, David Braga, Nigel Dyson, a few other people around the area as well.
Who all coincidentally have real jobs in media where we do not.
That is correct. And even though Jake Brenn refuses to do his job, he is nonetheless not a graduate of, but a current member of the CF After Dark internship program. We are introducing a new podcast that is 3 journalism students at Iowa State. Going to be called the Student Section Podcast. It's going to be on a weekday pre-recorded. It's going to be It's going to be Luca Mazzi, Nathan Porter, and Tayden Amy. Luca is an incoming freshman to Iowa State, an incoming journalism student to Iowa State. He's from the Bay Area, so he previously did some work covering Stanford for SI.
Yep.
But now he's going to be doing that. And then we've got Nathan Porter, who's currently an intern at KCCI as well. I believe he's a junior in the journalism program. And Tate and Amy is also a journalism student at Iowa State. So that's going to be their chance. They're going to be able to have. They're going to have their own show on the network. It's going to be. I think they're going to start off on August 20th, just on Thursdays. I think eventually they want to get to be doing twice a week. Like have one posted on Sunday morning and on Thursday morning. They're going to be recorded there, so they have facilities on campus there in the Student Innovation Center, which has been built since you and I were there. Like it's newer than that, but they actually have like a full like recording studio space with like cameras and mics and everything, so they can do like a really nice pre-produced show with all of them in person together in studio, if you want to call it that.
That's cool.
Yeah, so it's cool. So they're going to be doing that. It's going to start off. It won't be a live show to start off with. They're going to be it's going to be pre-recorded and uploaded, just like like the Sunday show for Williams and Bloom and stuff like that. Couple reasons for that. One, I want to give because we feel like we would have to figure out the live streaming thing as far as doing it in that studio. Two, more importantly, is I want to give them the chance to refine their process a little bit, be able to have multiple takes and stuff if they want, be able to edit things, learn how to do thumbnails and all, YouTube thumbnails and all that stuff. I want them to be able to learn the process and be able to take this thing on and make it their own right away, and go through that whole learning process before they get into doing something like this, where they're talking in front of a big, they're talking in front of an audience live and dealing with like live comments and all that stuff. That's another thing that I want them to be able to grow into versus just starting out with that right away.
They 100% do great credit hours.
We have actually done. I don't know for sure if they have one, are gonna do one for themselves, but in the past, yes. Like I believe Aiden Wyatt got actual credit hours at Iowa State for that internship.
Yep.
So couple parts of this. Like I said, the first show will be on August 20th. I'm going to put out a tweet here on the CF After Dark account either tonight or first thing tomorrow morning, kind of just as a follow-up that has everyone tagged in it and all that. I know people have been seeing Luca recently. He's been tweeting a lot more with Iowa State scouting reports and stuff like that. The other part of this is because I want everyone to make sure that they remember these guys are brand new to this. I mean, Luca has his own YouTube channel where he does some stuff. Nathan's at KCCI, so they have like some experience being in front of a camera. But this will be their first time really taking on a project of their own. They came up with the name. They're coming up with their own structure, how they're going to do it. Like this, I truly am. Like I told them, I was like, I'm here to answer any questions you guys want. If you have any question to ask anybody, you can ask anybody at CF After Dark, and they will help you out. But this is your guys' show. You're going to come up with the name. You're going to come up with the content. You guys are going to come up with your own segments. They're going to do hopefully do like a rehearsal thing or whatever, where they can kind of just get used to talking to each other and stuff like that. So what that does mean, though, is if you watch that show, be nice. Be nice.
Or you have to naked wrestle me.
Or you got to naked wrestle Matthias in
the garage right
look at
now.
That. I mean, his head's already naked. Imagine what the rest of that looks like.
I
It's
am a physical
horrifying.
specimen that will take you all down. And the little Tykes car will be used as a weapon.
We don't drink Fireball in the nightcap. We drink Prairie Fire Cinnamon Whiskey from Iowa Distilling Company.
Hell yeah,
anyways,
brother.
Their show will obviously not be sponsored by Iowa Distilling Company, because we're not going to have students that are underage promoting an alcohol company.
What? Why?
But so like I said, I absolutely tune in. We'll make sure to promote it that when the show is like out and everything like that, and everybody can watch it. But
Austin,
watch
I'm not
it, enjoy
wrestling
it,
you in the shower.
and if you guys are watching it and you see something like, hey, maybe this didn't sound quite right or whatever it is, give like the constructive criticism will be awesome for them. Engage in the comments, all that stuff. If you're like, make sure it's constructive criticism. I don't want to scare these guys off.
We don't need the criticism that you give Levi and I. That's
correct.
We know how to handle that. You guys are assholes.
Yes, I cry every night. But anyways, yes, I like Matthias and I have gotten enough fit over the years. You kind of learn to deal with it. But these guys are new. I want to make sure that they get good constructive criticisms like that. So be nice, but enjoy it. I think those guys are really knowledgeable.
Yeah, they all got to start
Benjamin,
somewhere.
I am working on this. Depending on where you are in Illinois, I am currently sort of working on this with Kyle a little bit, because if you are in like northwest Illinois, like closer to like Galena and stuff like that, you may be familiar with the liquor store.
Where you at in Illinois there, Benjamin?
You may be familiar with Vans in East Dubuque, which is a very like massive alcohol distributor place in the area. I'm trying to convince Kyle to try to get his stuff in there. But anyways, so student section, that will be starting off on Thursday, August 20th. They'll just do Thursdays until the season starts. And then I think their plan is to try to do Sunday morning and Thursdays. It should be a great time. Those guys are really knowledgeable. They're young. Give them a chance. Let them learn.
I got one confirmed guest for CF After Dark interrogates already. I got a CMO guy working on that.
You got a CMO guy, really?
I have a located. Now, whether we can get the schedule to,
Okay.
they do exist.
Okay.
They do exist. It took some finding.
I will be fascinated to hear which Iowa guy you go after.
Well, I'll say it now. It's Andrew Downs. He's going to be on.
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
But it's more so because he can give us like the fan perspective on it than more so like
Sure.
the media jargon, I guess, if you will, because we are a fan based type show program here, if you will. So, and then we'll work through. We got a lot of good names for the rest of the schedule. So, we'll just see who we land here.
We've got lots of good options. The other part of that, the other reason I was interested in getting this student podcast started too is like, we have the fan podcast with the fan perspective, like just the normal like adult fan perspective with what we've got now. CF has the journalism thing, but I think it's fun to hear from the students, like what the students think of everything, because they just like a lot of them are young enough where they don't really remember an era when Iowa State was bad at stuff, like. Most of them were not most of them were not like real conscious when Iowa State was bad at football. Like most of them, all of their memories of Iowa State football are Matt Campbell era stuff. So they only know good football. So like it would be fascinating to hear their take on this kind of stuff, or hear what their basketball takes are when everything they've known is Hoiberg and on type of thing. They weren't there for the McDermott era or anything like that, or they weren't really like conscious for it. So it'll be fun. They'll be able to tell you kind of what's in the mind of the student body to an extent and all that stuff too. So it'll be fun. But keep an eye out for that one in a couple weeks. Week and a half.
Yeah. It's crazy.
2.5 weeks? I don't know. Oh, 2 weeks from tomorrow. Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go. 2 weeks from tomorrow is when the first episode will be up. So really excited for them. That'll be a good time.
Lots of good stuff coming this fall. We're going to be busy bees.
Busy bees.
And we don't have to write previews.
Shout out.
Yep. The interrogates is taking place of me writing something now. Thank God.
Mm-hmm.
And also, people have asked about hype tapes. Unsure.
Yeah. Now that we're like connected to Cycling Fanatic, I need to figure
harder.
out. It's the logistics of that are a little different because when we were just doing it before, we were just doing free
Nobody
shit.
gave a shit.
Didn't really give a shit. I didn't give a shit if the SID liked me or not. But now we have to kind of watch it. So that's another factor with that. I've in our Discord, someone had asked about the old media guides that we used to do. Maybe. The tricky part with those is we don't currently have we don't have the written content because what the media guides used to be, basically, we had a fun cover that I either myself or another guy had helped design. And then we took all of our written content for the week and we put that in the media guide. So it was one basically comprehensive preview of the game. It was just all the content that we had done throughout the week. So we don't have that right now. I know we are currently working on having like a page on like within Cyclone Fanatic as far as just a place to post videos and stuff like that. If we do any satire articles, those will be posted like to the Twitter account as like Twitter articles for right now, just to keep them totally separate from Cyclone Fanatic until we do one and we find out what happens type of thing. But for right now, what it would be basically is you'd have like a digital newsletter that has the fun cover on it. And then it would be just like all of the YouTube videos for the week, just all in one place, which, theoretically is fine. That's, not the worst idea.
We don't write good no more.
We just don't write much anymore. So we'll explore that idea. I potentially I'd be interested in maybe just doing like a fun cover each week, just like a fun media guide cover each week that I can do. But, we'll see. We're still kind of in the mode right now where we're just trying to figure out exactly what we have like time and capacity to do. Cause we're doing more pods now than we have like ever done.
Yeah. This is our first football season on the new, our new realm here. Obviously we went through basketball season last year. We were flying by the seat of our pants and had a great time doing that. But obviously football is the big hitter on content and more clicks on football usually. So it's going to also be figuring out what the hell we're going to be doing at the same time. We have an idea.
Yeah. Well,
whether we execute the idea or not, we don't know.
Yeah. So we're still, to an extent, we're still kind of figuring it out because we've only done all of this stuff one time or not at all yet. But as we kind of get things locked down a little bit, maybe we can figure out like what, what's working, what's not, what that, that kind of thing. Once you get into a routine, that it's a little bit easier to do that stuff. And, right now I'm doing 3 pods a week, sometimes 4. And, today I did another stream of our College Football 27 Dynasty. So like, you guys already see my face a whole lot anyways. So, probably more than anybody else wants to, but, yeah, so still exploring other fun things to do, but right now just kind of working through what we got and getting that ironed out.
For show. Well,
I don't think I've got too much. Oh, fun little tidbit. Today I learned that Real Mitchell, former Iowa State quarterback / San Diego quarterback / San Diego wide receiver,
so that's songwriter
/ singer-songwriter / whatever, is currently playing professional football in Poland.
Shout out the Poles.
Which one? I don't know that. I didn't know that Poland had a professional league.
There's a lot of football leagues scattered out
There
within
really
Europe.
are.
And
I want to show you this. He posted a highlight reel from last season. He was kind of killing it, man. I'll be honest. Like, it's kind of wild to watch some of these plays.
Oh, here we go.
He's actually playing quarterback here in Poland, but they're running lots of read option. But yeah, this one's pretty easy. He's just gone.
Just faster than everybody.
He's just way faster than everybody else.
Like how they have like
this next play though. Watch this next play. Off tackle. Wait, no. Oh, no. I'm thinking of, no. Maybe it's the play after this one. But he's just cruising. He's just way faster
Dude,
than
those
everybody else.
guys on the other team are.
Watch this shit. Watch this shit. Takes this. Wait. Later, dude. Breaks tackle. Breaks tackle. That's good shit, man. He's just clearly way more athletic than everybody else on that football field.
Yeah, look at. Okay, reverse that. Watch 77 here.
Like, it's very clear to me that this is like a European football team.
77 on the defensive line. See him right there getting double teamed right there in the middle. Now watch him.
He doesn't give it. He's like, well, fuck me, I guess.
Fuck this.
And the camera didn't even move. The camera did that guy so dirty.
He's like,
look at this shit.
Wow. Jesus.
This guy's insane. I love this shit. Look at this.
Now, okay, so what's the league called?
Oh, good question. Hold on.
I got this.
He plays for Wrocław, which I believe is in Warsaw.
Okay, so it's called the Polish Football League.
That good name.
All right, Polish. What do they get paid?
Oh, in sausages. There's no way they make more than like 10 grand a year.
$700 to $3,500 per month.
That's awesome.
So
I do that so fast.
You're strictly playing for the love of the game,
dude. I was talking to my buddy the other day. So my friend Jesse, you know Jesse. Yep. He played defensive end at Central and Pella for a while. So he's a football guy, and I think it'd be funny just to show up to one of these leagues, show up to like the Czech league or something like that. Just show up in Prague one day and say, "Hey, we're Americans. We're here to coach football," and just go out and just run some like Mike Leach bullshit. And then just put up 80 points a game in one of these European leagues. I think it'd be amazing. I think it'd be amazing. Like, athletically, I don't think I could do it because some of these guys are still like good athletes. Like, put me on a field with Real Mitchell, I'm dying. Like, I'm just dying. My body is exploding.
You every once in a while you'll see like guys that are showing up like it's like the over 35 football leagues that we have here in the States where like they're just playing for fun. It's like rec league football.
Right. Yeah.
But they have like actual jerseys and equipment and all this other shit. But like, it's just funny. Like guys, they'll just show up randomly. They'll run through a couple plays before the game starts and then they just destroy each other.
Yeah. It's like, dude, you guys got work on Monday. What are we doing here? Like, these guys have to have like, when they get hurt, they have to like talk to their health insurance. Like they don't get free medical care from their team. Let them go though.
Like a giant ass stadium with 12 people inside there.
Better crowd than I would have thought of.
I mean, you're getting a little money just like probably to live, but like
you're getting a stipend for living expenses.
That's just for the love of the game.
But he gets to go. So he gets to go there, get paid to play football, and just look like 2004 Madden Michael Vick. Like that's what he gets to do all day. Look at this shit. Look at ball.
Do you think
like, they could just like threw a fucking right?
There is an NFL scout in some of these games somewhere, just looking, just because.
There has to be. Love the camera through the soccer net. That's the bet. That's the best.
Like, look at this. Like, we're in the middle of this is just outside the local park.
Yeah, like this is the best. If I had like an athletic ability to do something like this, I would do this so fast. Just go and rip up in a European league. Who gives a shit if you play in the NFL when you can go here and just look like a god in Poland?
Let's see how much one of these football teams costs and buy one. Dot.
Yeah.
Oh, that guy's pretty quick too. Okay, what is that defense? Okay, that was the worst stunt I've ever seen in my life.
I wasn't paying attention. I need to watch it again.
Watch the inside interior defense.
Are they ripping stunts here?
Yes, watch. Look at this. This is the worst.
Dude was standing there letting the earth rotate underneath him.
He's like, should I go?
Well, I don't know if it's actually a stunt or like I'm not convinced it's a stunt necessarily so much as it's just like he's on a spy. He might be on a spy.
Well, like, if that was a spy, it wasn't very good either.
He didn't do his job, but like
he said, "Fuck that spy, I'm going," and got obliterated.
I mean, it's fascinating to watch here.
The effort level on these offensive and defensive lines is not great.
It's really funny. Like these games are not won in the trenches whatsoever. Look at him go. He's just way faster than everybody else.
Look at this line. Look at 47 down there. Watch 40. Yeah, I know you can't see. So he's the linebacker near the hashes right now. Watch him.
This guy right here.
No, up.
Or this guy here.
Nope, up. Right next to the
here?
right in the middle.
Oh, your other side, other hash.
Watch
other hash.
Yep. Watch him. He's like, yeah.
Dang it. Now in the United States, he gets his ass benched so fast.
Yeah. He looked, made one step. He's like, nope.
But I mean, like Real Misha gets to go over there, get paid to look like an Avenger. And
see, there he is again. It was 57 actually.
Oh,
yeah.
And he's even wearing the dark visor.
Look at that guy down there.
Oh, look at that.
Bad angle. That guy's like, okay, I'll try.
Yeah, they're not good, but like,
what is this field?
Also, what is it? What's going on here? What's the?
We're playing in the middle of a cow pasture right now.
I mean, that's a grass field right there. That's some West Texas bullshit right there. That's crazy. There's a dirt track. That's a dirt racing track right there on the outside. Listen. I'm telling you, what if we played a football game and then had open wheel racing or something like that on the outside here?
Just ripped an IMC modified dirt track race.
Yeah, like what if we had World of Outlaws around the outside of a football game? Like how fucking sick would that be?
This is almost more fun to watch, like the defenders and everybody else like try.
Yeah.
Than watching Real Mitchell rip.
They left the inflatable up. Oh, at least they have more tents. They have more tents on this sideline than we did at Baylor that one year. This is the best. Like it's funny to watch because like in the United States, like in American football, we're taught like you don't stop playing until the whistle blows.
Oh, these guys quit way before.
These guys are like, listen, as soon as the moment their brain figures out that they're not involved the rest of the play, they just stop.
Now look at this linebacker right now. The guard and the middle linebacker up there, right in the middle.
Right here.
He's like, okay, I could step one to the left and be there, but he went inside. And he's like, nah,
dude. He's still going. Look at this.
4 people to get him down.
To be fair to these guys, Real, like just as a base athlete, is a freak. Like he's a freak athlete, but like the effort level on some of it.
Oh my God, 21! What are we doing?
You guys wide open.
This is nuts.
This is the best. So this is a great question. A lot of times on these teams, they have a limit on the number of Americans you can have. Like I think there's I want to say is it the Austrian league maybe that they actually have a specific limit that you can only have. I want to say you can only have 2 Americans on each team, 1 or 2. Like there is a limit on the number of Americans that you can have on these teams because we play the sport and nobody else does. Which is why I think it'd be hilarious to show up as like just 2 random guys and show up and just definitely still have a lot more football knowledge.
That guy gave up right there.
He didn't give a shit.
Fuck this.
Like,
I can't cover him.
This corner over here is killing me right here.
Oh, launching it deep.
Oh, I didn't mean to stop it. Wide open, man. There it is.
Right in the cow pasture.
I'm fascinated by what this flag is trying to do here. They have like half an American flag. Gotcha. But I don't think it's an American flag. I think it's just a flag, but it just happens to look like our flag. But it's a bizarre little it's a bizarre concoction of whatever it's supposed to be. But I want to see this corner again. Look at I think it's 17 here. Just kind of moseying around, not really looking at much.
I'm here.
He's just doing stuff. He's like, dang it.
Oh, there was a guy back there.
Shoot.
Look, he's got double gloves, visor.
He's just doing
that was funky.
It was. He's doing.
There's 77 again. Look at him. Watch this.
Did they just abuse this guy? What is this?
He doesn't try.
Look at 77. Yeah, he's the right defensive tackle. 78. 77 here. He doesn't give a shit.
What was that? And there he is getting his ass kicked again. Who is this dude?
We found. Oh my God, it's James Neal.
He is driving me nuts.
Would this be an FBS or FC? Brother, this team would get smoked by this.
Everything.
This team would.
You and I would kill these.
This team would lose by 30 to Morningside. They're just not.
When you got a defensive tackle like 77 out there giving half-ass effort, Jesus.
I like it that like most of these highlights are against that team too, and they're just clowning 77 here. I'm happy. You know what? I'm happy for Real because it looks like he's having an unbelievable amount of fun doing this.
Well, I would too. Okay, what's going on here? Okay,
that was kind of weird. It's a fun throw.
A lot of dudes playing over their skis on the defensive side of the ball.
Oh yeah. That middle linebacker doesn't know what the hell is going on.
Yeah, he's like, "Am I in Poland?
Am I playing football in Poland right now?"
I feel sorry for anybody who's like listening to this on Spotify right now.
This would be a nightmare as an audio.
Turn
only.
it to video right now, and you'll exactly see what we are talking about.
If you're listening to this on audio only, still you should have quit about 20 minutes ago because we've just been watching Real Mitchell tear up a Polish football league. Look at that! He's just so much faster than everybody else.
It's just crazy.
That's a good ball. Receiver actually kind of like almost misplayed that. Read option with him is just cheating.
God, that guy
he just dumped that guy
inside and he's like, I'm fucked.
Like right here, that safety back there, he's just like
he's like
no, dang it. Oh my God. Oh, look at the other back safety back there though. Okay, look at this other safety back here that comes onto the backside over here. Because he's the one trying to make the tackle later. He's just like,
fuck
me. He ends up just on his face.
Oh, this is a better view of it right now.
Oof. There's that jelly in them hips, though. That's like the same move that he did it against Louisiana Monroe.
Go whoop
right there. That's the same juke right there. So the answer to that comment from earlier is yes, he does still have that jelly in them hips.
His offensive line does a decent job of sealing off everything.
They really do. They actually do a pretty good job. Now, granted, it appears that nobody else gives a shit, but like,
yeah, the defensive lines do not care against them. But
yeah, that was fun. I'm happy for Real Mitchell. That looks like a great time.
The specs on my bar, it's shaped like a U. How about that? Actually,
like a U.
It's a kid up here in Northwest Iowa, graduated from Spencer a couple years ago and actually started building these things. And this is the first one that he built. So it does have some flaws in it, but because it was the first one he built, but for a garage bar, it's pretty good. So it can actually, I think it seats, if you have full bar stools, it seats 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 stools. And then it's got shelving on the inside where all the beer stacks up and all that stuff. So,
playing O-line in an adult rec league would be a great fantasy punishment. It really would, because guys that play adult rec league football are like psychos that are still like trying to hold on to their high school glory, and they're like, I was all state back in 1999 or something like that. Day. And they're ready. They're out for blood because that is what they have going on in their lives right now. And I like. Trying to just deal with that says that's a lot. But yeah, Anyways, that was my parting thought.
That was fantastic.
Was out watching Real Mitchell tear up a Polish football league for 10 minutes.
Was that posted today?
He just posted it today.
Oh, I didn't even see that.
Oh yeah, I still follow Real.
Well, that was fantastic.
And just yesterday he released a new country single called "Honky Tonk Season."
Of course he did. Well, I mean, with that, we got Polish Football League happening right now. We got the NFL training camp. We have, I think that's right now, isn't it? The NFL ESPN we got the Hall of Fame game right now, right? Am I wrong? No, that's tomorrow. It's Wednesday. Keep forgetting that. So the Hall of Fame game of football is officially back, people.
Who's playing in it?
Cardinals and the Panthers. We get Carson Beck versus Kenny Pickett. Preseason game 1.
Matchup of the century.
Matchup of the century. Somebody posted today of like all the blunders at the Cardinals training camp so far. And it was like, this team might legitimately go 0-17.
Mm-hmm.
And it was not great.
Yeah.
Yep. So we got that. And then every NFL team next week is in action for the first preseason game. And the train just rolls. We're here.
Chris wants to know how you can watch the Polish league. That's a great, that's a great question. I wonder if they stream games.
Oh, I'm sure.
Just to watch absolute dog shit football for a while. Polska Football Liga. Here we go. I'll pull it up. So they have a whole website. The Polish Bowl, the Warsaw Eagles and Panthers. Well, Real Mitchell plays for Wrocław. So they lost?
No!
That's crazy. They lost with an Avenger playing quarterback? I can't read any of this. This is all in Polish.
Fuck! It's streamed on something, but we don't understand.
I can't read any of this. I'm pretty sure that says contact. Let's see what. Oh no, that's a whole thing.
Well, I'm glad they have contact in the Polish Football League because 77 was not doing it.
They also have U20 teams. That's crazy. Wow. They have a developmental league. That's awesome.
They will pay you to watch, Benjamin says.
So like they've got. Man, if I could read any of this would be super interesting.
Here, I'm gonna bring your screen up. Here's what we're dealing with here.
Oh, I thought I had it pulled up. Yeah, this is all in Polish. I can't read any of this shit.
All we know is that Real Mitchell lost.
This is a box score? Nope, that's just a roster. It's just a roster. Hey, 811 people have looked at this.
New Era sponsors. Okay, now we got something going on here.
Yeah, we got an actual sponsor. So I'm curious. Like you had the final here. Is there?
Yep, looks good. Yep. Mm-hmm. I know exactly what that
Here's
says.
what we're gonna do. We're gonna do this, and then we're gonna go to the YouTubes, and then everyone can see my algorithm. Let's see here. Look at this right here.
Oh
Polska
my
Football
God!
Liga. Here we go, baby. There's a whole thing. They got music and everything. This is crazy. So I'm curious.
Here we go. Got offensive set here from.
Oh, dang it. Yeah, let's back up. That's the other team.
There's fans.
No praktycznie cały sektor przygotowany dla kibiców, wypełniony.
You got the audio, right?
Oh yeah.
Pięknie
We
wygląda.
got the vuvuzelas out.
Stadion Olimpijski
That's so
w tym
annoying.
futbolowym wydaniu. Po raz kolejny próba gry biegowej i znowu bardzo solidnie. Warsaw Eagles wychodzą im na razie te akcje biegowe, to 5, to 6 yardów i to jest znakomity rezultat pozwalający rozwinąć skrzydła.
Yeah.
All right, we got some here.
This is electric.
How many people subscribe to that Polish Football League there?
5.82 thousand.
Well, click subscribe.
And
then.
1.
Yeah, let's go.
This is the best. So they just played this 10 days ago. So I wonder when the new season starts.
Well,
because I will be locked in.
We would know.
I know we've talked about getting a sponsorship banner for Cockfosters FC in London.
Well,
What
if
if
Real
we bought
Mitchell's
it?
playing,
What if we bought a sponsor for Real Mitchell's team?
or YouTube ad for the Polish Bowl.
Listen, I'm going to look into it. I'm going to look into having an ad that we can
Best
play
thing
during
is
the.
You're gonna buy something in Polish and not know what you're paying for. And like it's gonna be like their version of like the $10 million ad of the Super Bowl to be like $1,000. And
Yeah.
you're like, well, hey. Polish Bowl, let's go.
Listen, I'm trying to buy ad space for the Polish Bowl. Goes for a premium of $30. Yeah.
We should do one random, if we can figure out when this league starts next, do a post-game show for one of the Real Mitchell games.
I'm in. We just got to figure out when it goes on. We have to translate a whole website from Polish. We're going to figure it out.
We'll live stream it because if we put their game on a live stream, they'll get more viewers that way. Nobody's going to care.
That's true.
They're not going to come after us because they don't have lawyers, probably.
Like what if we did we do a live stream, live reaction to that,
and we could put the game on the screen because nobody's coming after us.
Right. It's free advertising for them.
Yeah, we're helping them.
Oh my gosh, this is great. Like this, I would do that so fast. Watching Real Mitchell just tear it up in Warsaw.
I wonder how many games they play.
I don't know.
We would know if we could read it.
We would know if we could read Polish.
We don't read good.
No, not Polish.
Austin says, Matthias, comment on the Cubs sweeping the Dodgers. Fuck them Dodgers. They're on a slump.
We could get the Poland to Ames pipeline started for football. We scout Polish football players for Jimmy to recruit.
Even better, we do a Cyclone Fanatic charter flight to Poland, go to a game, buy out a section, and just be the most obnoxious people ever.
I'm bringing vuvuzelas. I'm like, oh, that'd be incredible.
We're going to be the only people in that stadium that understands, other than the people playing, understand what's going on.
I love the idea of watching an American football game in a different country. I love that idea. It doesn't even matter what kind. Like if you found an American football game in England where you could still like talk to the fans and shit like that, it'd be incredible.
Yeah, there's leagues in Germany. I know there's
leagues in almost every country. France, Italy, Austria, Belgium.
Yeah,
the Czech Republic has one. England has one. I think Ireland might have one. Like there are American football leagues in almost every European country.
What's that sport? I think the famous team that just won it's called the Celtic. What's
Celtic?
Yeah, Celtic. What's
that?
Are
you talking about like rugby union?
Well, it's kind of like rugby, but they bounce the ball, like they can dribble it on the grass. It's insanely popular in Ireland.
Oh, Gaelic football.
There you go.
Yeah, Gaelic football. Yeah. I was like, what the hell are you talking about?
That looks like the crowd in that game looked fantastic.
Oh, that's a whole thing. Well, they play at the Aviva Stadium.
Yeah,
that we played at. That's what they play. That's what that stadium is for. Is Gaelic football.
Yeah, that looked fun.
Yeah. Oh, big time. Yeah. I'm down. Listen, I'm down to do a Real Mitchell Polish Bowl game.
We just all show up in Iowa State gear, and he's like, "What the fuck?
Excuse me?
Who the fuck are these guys?"
It'd be incredible. Oh, there we go. We do the Ironhead and Goon post-game show for the Polish Football League.
And we can do it live from the stadium because we won't have Learfield stopping us.
Correct. We can do that. We can find a Quaker Steak and Lube in Warsaw.
We're on to something here.
We're on to something. We've
spent 40 minutes talking about Polish football.
Yeah.
That's what we're here for, though.
Mm-hmm.
This is why we shouldn't have Dylan missing from a show, because he would have said we wrapped this up like 20 minutes ago.
Yeah, he would have tried to get out of here a while ago. Yep. I apologize to the audio-only listeners for the last 40 minutes of the show.
Yeah, leave it to Levi and us for going absolutely long for no reason at all.
Yeah, the last 45 minutes of this was nothing. It was nothing.
But goddamn, the highlights were good though. And
The highlights
77,
were great. The
I
highlights
gotta
were great.
find out who that 77 guy is, and I wonder if he played
Bully
football.
him on Twitter. Find him on Twitter and bully him.
Fucking that guy. My God, that was horrendous. I might have a new guy.
You're
I hate in
disgraced to
football.
all Polish offensive linemen everywhere.
He was a defensive lineman.
Defensive lineman everywhere, yeah.
Yeah, that was bad. Real bad.
All right, let's wrap her up.
Oh, Jesus. Smoke
Cool.
Cough.
Good closing.
Yeah, I did it. Good
Was
for
sick.
me.
Good, awesome. Good job.
Well,
Can't hear a damn thing you're saying. We'll wrap it up for this week. Are you doing it or am I doing it?
oh, no, I was going to say, do we have a stat draft this week?
No.
So, no stat draft.
Stat draft. We have one more real stat draft next week, and then 2 weeks after that, which is the week before the first game week, we're doing like the last draft of the season is going to be like a subjective draft where we have the chat vote on things.
And then everything will be, I think the light caps will be back next week too, Austin. If you're not playing in one, now you are, sorry. And then we'll keep rolling towards football season, people. So for myself and Levi, thanks to our sponsor, Iowa Distilling Company, and we will be back next week.